In translation, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make afang soup like a pro. Without wasting any more time, let's get cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is steam the meat, and for that I'm going to be blending my pepper mix. And what I have here is habanero pepper. I also have scotch bonnet, and whenever I'm making any type of soup, and I recommend this for you when you're making any type of soup, please, this combination, I refer to it as a fire combo. Honestly, this is very flavorful and like pretty hot, and this is also flavorful and not as hot. So in terms of volume, this gives you a lot more volume, and this is going to give you more heat and flavor. So you want to combine these two and your onions. So I'm going to blend them all together, and we'll be using it to steam the meat. Okay, so I know some of you are probably wondering, do they really put onions inside afang soup? And I know there's this rule, I don't know who sets it, that you're not supposed to put onions inside afang soup, but onions adds a sweetness and a flavor to anything that you put it in. Now you still need that sweetness and flavor in your afang soup. What you shouldn't do is cut it into large chunks so that it is visible. So what you want to do is blend it. So you can blend it into a smooth paste, or you can chop it as finely as possible so that when it cooks through with the meat, it pretty much like vanishes and the flavor is just what is left. Okay, so I would not recommend that you make your afang soup without putting onions inside, because when you taste the one that has enough onions and the one that doesn't, the difference is clear, honestly. Okay, so now that our pepper is blended, I'm going to go in with my meat. So I have here male goat as usual, cow skin. Please always make sure that you wash and clean your cow skin. If you don't know how to, you can request in the comment section and I would show you. I have stockfish head, so I've already washed this, which is why it's in pieces. So this snail has been about 65 to 70% cooked, and I'm going to add it so that everything sort of cooks together. So in goes my pepper mix. So my seasoning of choice for today is, of course, my Gino Asun flavored seasoning cubes. So I always recommend that you season the base of your soup like really well, because the base of your soup, like once you start it well, it makes the rest of the work so much easier. I'm going to go in with the water that is going to cook the meat, and because I'm using male goats, this is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So while this is cooking, I'm going to show you how to prep the vegetable for your soup. There are two main leaves that you use to make afang soup. You use water leaf, that is momongikong, and afang leaf, that is the afang soup. In Igbo they call this okazi, right? And I'm going to show you how to prep it. I've already shown you guys in the edikaikong recipe video. Remember that in that video I told you that you shouldn't have stems, those sticks inside your leaf, and you should always make sure that your leaf is cut into very tiny pieces. So that rule still very much applies when you're making afang soup. Okay, to prep your afang leaf, this is your afang leaf. I've already showed this to you before, and a lot of us wonder what is the English name for this leaf. It's called wild spinach. So if you are abroad or something, I don't know if they grow this abroad, but if you are trying to find this, the easiest way to find it is to use the English name, which is wild spinach. So you will take your afang leaf. This one has already been cleaned, it has already been washed, and you're going to arrange it like this. So they can do this for you in the market, mind you. But just in case, maybe your grandmother, your auntie sent it for you from the village, and most times they would send it like this because this is the only way that it can stay, like that it won't go bad, right? So they may not prep it and cut it for you. This is how to do it. So as you've joined it together like this, so may you need boga thankful. I'm sure, okay, asap yarane kesap. So I finished cutting the leaf, and I already had some that was cut before. Next thing that you want to do, mind you, at this point you've prepped your water leaf, because I showed you how to do this when I was teaching you how to make edikaikong, right? This is a marble mortar. I opted for this one because it's faster. If you have a mortar in your house, any normal mortar and pestle, it will work. So you're going to take this your afang and put it inside. I'm gonna put afang for ma. Ayat take song nangantumami. In translation, when you finish cutting the afang, you put it inside your mortar and pestle. If your mortar is as small as this one, you sit down on the floor on your stool and you pound it. Okay, so come closer so that I can show you what it's looking like as I'm pounding it. So can you see? I'll show you what it will look like when it's done. Okay, so guys, it's been about 15 minutes and our afang is ready. Beremi, I'm gonna make it afang for Anna draw. This is how you will know when your afang is ready. And you can still you can still pound it some more, okay? But this is the consistency that you want to have. Now somebody probably wants to ask me, oh, can I blend this? Yes, you can. The reason why I wanted to show you how to pound it is because with pounding, it's easy for everybody. You can see the consistency, you can know. And if you have a mortar like this, that is like this marble or stone mortar, it's very, very easy. It took me like 12-15 minutes to actually finish pounding this. If you're doing this in a regular mortar and pestle, obviously it will take longer because it's not as heavy as this. Now that I'm done pounding my afang, we're going to proceed to checking on the meat. Please, you know how I told you that when you're making a dikai kong, the step that I showed you, the liquid has to like completely go down. With afang, it's not the same thing because with afang, the afang tends to come and mop up the water that is inside. So you want to try to have some moisture inside the pot. So unlike edikai kong that you want to make sure that the water is almost completely dried out or just a little thick sauce is left, with afang you actually want to have some moisture in it. So my meat is perfectly cooked. You can see the consistency of the pomo, that's the cow skin, is very soft. I'm now going to go in with my crayfish. Then I also have here my washed shelled periwinkle. In my tribe, this is called mfi. So this is what the unshelled one looks like, and this is what the shelled one looks like. You can opt for any one, but best practice is to use the shelled one, so you'll be sucking it out, okay? So we're going to go in with that. I'm also going to go in with my palm oil. Afang is one soup that takes a lot of oil. Like the leaf actually requires a lot of oil for it to thrive. And this particular afang recipe, it requires oil. Original afang recipe like consumes a lot of oil. So for the okay diet, you know, those of us Weight Watchers, those of us that are on a diet, you need a healthy food that does not require a lot of calories and palm oil. If not, if you're making this with less oil, you certainly can, but you would not be getting that original afang, like that taste. Maybe it's snake your soup. Okay? Thank you. I'm going to go in with my water leaf. I'm going to go in with my pala fish, my dried catfish. So with my dried catfish in, my water leaf in, I'm going to mix everything together. Okay, so I'll top this up with some more crayfish and I'll cover it and allow it to cook. See, please, when you're trying to make afang that is very nice and green, I promise you, you don't need to leave the water leaf for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No, count 1 to 80. Especially if you're doing this on medium heat, count 1 to 80. That's more than enough time. Especially if your heat is well circulated, you don't need to leave it here. If not, your afang is now, the water leaf is going to wilt. You know, it's not going to have that nice, fresh, green, vibrant color. And that's not what we want. We want it to be like green, we want it to be vibrant, we want it to be very nutritious, right? So please don't overcook the water leaf. Yeah? Another thing that a lot of people want to ask me is, what is the ratio of water leaf to afang leaf? afang is actually, this okazi, actually a very premium leaf. It is quite expensive. So when you are buying maybe 500 naira water leaf, you would most likely be buying 800 naira afang. But the truth is, the ratio of water leaf to afang is 60-40 or 50-50. It doesn't look 50-50, reason being that I have pounded the afang. The afang, so it has like come together. But that quantity of leaf that we put inside here, it did not evaporate. It is still inside here. It's just that we've pounded it for the consistency that we want, and that is it. So akpede mmamori kong 400, aya adebe fang 700. Akpede mmamori kong 500, aya adebe fang 800 or 900. Sia afang asongudwa is expensive, so it's a more premium leaf. So it is not the price. It's not that you buy 500 naira water leaf and 500 naira afang. It came. I hope that this is clear, but if you are not clear, but make a comment section. Yeah. So it's been about 1 minute and 15 seconds. And this is what I have. You know, I added crayfish, so I'm going to mix it. Tell me that your ancestors, your village people will not be proud of you. I'm going to be adding some more palm oil. At this junction, I'm now going to put what? My okasi leaf. That is what? My afang leaf. From a person in Faramiema, aya, I don't know how they say that, but you turn off the heat. So now you would notice, as I've put this afang, you will see what's going to happen. You will see that the afang is now going to come and mop up the excess water that is inside this soup. So if you go and you say, oh, I don't want my soup to be watery, you don't leave moisture inside, your afang is going to be super dry. So you can see how it's spreading because it was stuck together from the pounding process. Most important aspect when you're making afang soup, you see this final oil, very, very, very important, because that is what is going to give it that authentic afang look. Okay guys, so there you have it. Afang soup is ready. If you have any questions whatsoever, if there's something you missed out on, something you need me to clarify, feel free to ask me in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If there's anything you want me to teach you how to make, you can also put it in the comment section. Now, if you want to learn over 170 other amazing recipes and you want to stand a chance to win a brand new car or a fully fitted 14-feet food truck or 5 million naira, you want to click on the link in my bio to register for my upcoming Home to Pro Christmas menu online cooking class. Okay? I will be teaching this and 170 other amazing recipes. What else did I want to say? I'll see you in class.